Ever looked at another rider and thought, how the heck did they know to do that? Well, buckle up, or rather, zip up that jacket. Because today, we're diving into 12 motorcycle hacks every rider wishes they knew sooner. From do-it-yourself tricks that'll save your ride and your wallet, to little-known moves that'll make you look like a seasoned road god. We're talking pro tips, rookie mistakes to avoid, and hacks that'll have you yelling, "Why didn't anyone tell me this?" So whether you've got 10,000 miles under your belt, or you're still grinding that friction zone, this one's for all of you. Let's ride. Number 1. The baby powder hack. Let's start with one of my favorites that some riders might not admit to. Babying their gear. Literally, sprinkling baby powder inside your gloves or boots. Total game changer. It reduces friction, absorbs sweat, and makes your gear way easier to slide on and off, especially on those muggy summer rides. Ever tried peeling off sweaty gloves in public? You look like you're fighting a plastic grocery bag and losing. Just a puff of baby powder. Boom, smooth entrance and exit. Don't overdo it though. You're not frosting a cake. Light sprinkle and you're done. A little bonus to using baby powder is it helps preserve your glove and boot linings too. Soft hands and longer-lasting gear. That's a win-win. Number 2. Chain lube timing. Let's talk chain lube, because timing is everything. If you're lubing your chain before you ride, you might be doing it wrong. Here's the deal. The best time to lube your chain is right after a ride, while the chain's still warm. Why? Because that heat helps the lubricant flow deeper into the chain's O-rings or X-rings. It's like opening the pores on your skin before applying lotion. Only this keeps your chain from turning into a squeaky rust snake. A warm chain means better penetration. Better penetration means better protection. And better protection means longer chain life. And fewer, "Why is my bike making that awful noise?" moments. Plus, lubing after a ride helps reduce the dreaded lube fling. You know, that lovely mess you get on your tire rim or rear fender. Yeah, that doesn't just look bad. It can be slippery, dangerous, and downright annoying. So here's a good rhythm. Clean and lube your chain every 300 to 600 miles, or any time you've ridden in the rain. Wet roads equals grime equals chain death if you ignore it. And no, you don't need to drown the thing with lube. This isn't body spray in a high school locker room. Precision, not perfume. One full rotation of the chain is all you need. Hit the inside of the links, especially where they meet the sprockets. That's where the action and wear really happens. Pro tip: clean your chain first if it's grimy. Use a proper chain cleaner or kerosene and a soft brush. Nothing too aggressive. Then apply your lube of choice and let it set for 10 to 15 minutes before rolling it back into the garage. Your chain will thank you, your wallet will thank you, and your bike. It'll ride smoother, quieter, and last longer. Chain care. It's not glamorous, but it's absolutely clutch. Number 3. Zip tie, clutch fix. Okay, picture this. You're out on a ride, middle of nowhere, no cell signal, and your clutch lever snaps. Instant panic, right? But hold up. There's a surprisingly simple hack that just might save your skin. Grab a fat zip tie, the thicker, more heavy-duty kind. Loop it around the remaining stump of your clutch lever, and then bring it out to where your fingers would normally pull. Wrap it tightly to form a sort of loop extension. Make sure it's snug, stable, and angled just right. You want enough leverage to pull the clutch cable when you squeeze the zip tie. No, it won't feel silky smooth. No, you're not doing any stunt riding with it, but it will get the job done. If the clutch lever is completely gone, You can even zip tie a spare bolt, small wrench, stick, whatever, onto the pivot point to act as a makeshift pull tab. Then wrap your zip tie around that. Why is this a big deal? Because without a working clutch, you can't shift, you can't stop cleanly. And if you stall at a red light or on a hill, you're stranded. Worse, you could roll into traffic or dump the bike trying to limp it somewhere. Off-road riders have been doing this forever. Why? Because when you're 50 miles from base camp and something snaps, you're not calling AAA. You're fixing it bush mechanic style. So what's the takeaway? Always carry a few thick zip ties in your toolkit, tail bag, or jacket pocket. They weigh practically nothing. But in a pinch, they can be the difference between making it home or spending the night in the dirt. Not flashy, not pretty, but 100% trail-proven. Add it to your toolkit. I guarantee it will come in handy at some point. Number 4. No helmet lock? No problem. No built-in helmet lock on your bike? No worries. There's a time-tested hack that riders have been using since the Stone Age of carburetors. Look down at your passenger foot peg bracket. That sturdy metal mount. That's your new helmet anchor. Here's how to do it. Take the D-ring on your helmet strap, the metal loop that usually clicks into your chin strap, and thread it through the foot peg bracket. Now grab a small cable lock, disc lock reminder cable, or even a compact padlock. Loop it through the D-ring and lock it shut. Just like that, your helmet is now secured to your bike. No fancy lock needed, no weird aftermarket gadgets, and you don't have to lug your helmet around like a sweaty designer handbag, because let's be real, nothing's worse than dragging it into a public bathroom or balancing it awkwardly on a toilet paper dispenser while you try not to think about how gross it all is. And whatever you do, don't just hang your helmet by the chin strap on your mirror or bar end. Why? Because a cheap pair of scissors or even a sharp pocket knife can cut through that strap in seconds. Boom. Your $500 lid just walked off with someone else. This trick uses the helmet's actual retention system, the D-ring, so it's way harder to compromise. Combine that with a basic lock, and it's surprisingly solid for something so simple. Bonus tip: you can also lock two helmets together this way. Just run the cable lock through both D-rings and the bracket. Great if you're riding two up. So next time you stop for gas, food, or just a quick pit stop, you won't have to carry your helmet like it's your emotional support bowling ball. Just lock it, walk away, and ride smarter, not heavier. Old school hack, still rock solid today. Number 5. Vaseline on visor seals, the silent savior. Helmet whistling like a tea kettle at 60 miles per hour. Or maybe water's sneaking in during rain like it owns the place. Here's a surprisingly simple fix. Take a small dab of Vaseline, or better yet, silicone grease, and apply it along the rubber seal of your helmet visor. Not the visor itself, the rubber gasket that runs along the inside edge where the visor shuts. Use your finger or a cotton swab to gently trace a thin, even line of the grease all the way around. Just enough to leave a slick layer, not a glob fest. This isn't a peanut butter sandwich, and your helmet's not going on a slip and slide. Too much, and you'll just make a greasy mess that attracts bugs, dust, and judgmental looks from other riders. Why it works? The Vaseline fills in microscopic gaps in the rubber seal, creating a better barrier against wind and rain. It softens older seals too, helping them stay pliable instead of drying out and cracking over time. Benefit 1: it cuts down that high-pitched wind whistle that can drive you crazy on long rides. Benefit 2: rain stays out, right where it belongs, not trickling down your cheek at 70 miles per hour like the world's coldest tear. Benefit 3: It blocks cold air leaks in the winter, so your face doesn't feel like it's being airbrushed with ice. Bonus tip: reapply every few weeks or after washing your helmet. If you're a daily rider or tour in all weather, it's a tiny hack that pays off big in comfort. And hey, anything that keeps you warmer, drier, and less annoyed on the road. That's a win in our book. Number 6. Paint marker as a chain wear indicator, the tattoo that tells the truth. Here's one of those hacks that's so smart, you'll wonder why you weren't doing it years ago. Grab yourself a paint marker, preferably white, yellow, or something that stands out against your greasy chain. Now, spin the wheel until one link lines up perfectly with the rear sprocket. That's your chosen one. Put a clear dot or stripe right on that link. You've just given your chain its first tattoo. No regrets. Why this matters? Now, every time you clean or lube your chain, you can instantly tell if your chain is stretching, without any fancy tools or calipers. Here's how. Rotate the chain and count how many links it takes for that painted mark to come back around to the sprocket. On a healthy chain, it should be consistent every time. But if that painted link starts showing up farther along the sprocket than it used to, or if it takes more rotations to get back to the same spot, that's not magic, that's chain stretch. What is chain stretch anyway? It's not the metal literally stretching. It's wear between the pins and bushings that causes the chain to lengthen. Over time, your sprocket and chain don't sync up as well, which means more wear, less power transfer, and eventually, snap city. A worn-out chain can lead to poor handling, skipping, or worse, failing completely at speed. And trust me, you don't want to learn about chain failure the hard way. This trick is checkmark simple. Visual dot totally free after one paint marker. It turns chain maintenance from a guessing game into something you can see at a glance, so you can stay ahead of expensive repairs or a roadside disaster. And let's be honest, your chain just got a little more personality, functional and fashionable. Boom. Number 7. Grocery bag rain hack. The budget waterproofing trick. Caught in the rain with no waterproof boots, no rain liners, no magic spell to summon dry socks? Here's an old school hack that actually works. Grab 2 plastic grocery bags. Yes, the crinkly kind you get from the corner store. Not glamorous, but neither is trench foot. Here's how to do it. Take off your boots. Keep your socks on. This part's key. Slide each foot into a grocery bag, like you're bagging produce for survival. Then carefully slip your bag-wrapped feet back into your boots. Boom! Instant waterproof barrier. Your socks stay dry. Your boots stay mostly clean inside. And you get to finish your ride without squishing around like a human sponge. Why it works? Plastic isn't breathable, but it is waterproof. So even if your boots get soaked from the outside, your feet will stay nice and dry on the inside. It's like having a cheap emergency Gore-Tex liner from aisle 7. This is especially useful if you're out touring and get caught in a surprise storm. You forgot your rain gear, or your waterproof boots turned out to be waterproof for the first 10 minutes. But listen carefully. Do not wear the bags on the outside of your boots. You will slip. You will slide. You will look like Gandalf on laundry day. And you'll have zero traction if you put your foot down at a stoplight. Plastic on pavement equals crash potential. Bonus tip: keep 2 grocery bags folded up under your seat or in your tail bag. They weigh nothing, take up no space, and might just save your ride. Cheap, fast, effective. And when your buddies ask how your feet stayed dry, you just smile and say, trade secret. Number 8. DIY sun visor with tape. A racer's trick to beat the glare. Blasting down the road with the sun in your eyes and no drop-down visor, no tinted shield? No problem. Let's go old school. All you need is a strip of black electrical tape or even better, tinted film or vinyl striping. Here's how to do it. Crack open your helmet visor. Clean it, really clean it. No bugs, no dust. Cut a thin strip of tape, around 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch wide. Line it up along the top inside edge of your visor, right where the sun hits when you're riding upright. Press it down smooth. No bubbles, no wrinkles. Now next time the sun's low on the horizon, all you've got to do is tilt your head slightly down. Boom! You've got a built-in sunshade. Why it works. This trick blocks that blinding glare right where you need it, without tinting your entire field of vision. It mimics the effect of a drop-down sun visor, but way cheaper, lighter, and fully DIY. It's especially handy during early morning or late afternoon rides, when the sun is low and shining right into your soul. Where it came from? This isn't some TikTok trend, it's a classic racer trick from the 90s. Back before fancy flip-down visors or photochromatic shields were common, racers and track day junkies used tape for quick and cheap visibility boosts. Still works today, still awesome. What not to do? Don't place the strip too low, or you'll block your view of traffic lights, road signs, or the top of a big rig pulling into your lane. You want it just high enough to cut the sun, but not so low that it messes with your situational awareness. And don't cheap out on junky tape. Low-quality adhesives can leave nasty residue on your visor, which is a nightmare to clean and might even scratch your field of view. Pro tip: if you're using tinted film or vinyl, cut it clean with scissors or a craft blade and round the edges so it doesn't peel. It's easy, it's effective, it's reversible. If you hate it, peel it off. But chances are, you'll wonder how you ever rode without it. Number 9. Turn signal habit hack. Stop being that rider. Ever ride 5 miles down the highway with your blinker still on, wondering why every car is giving you weird looks or nobody's letting you over? Yeah, been there, done that, felt the shame. Here's the fix. Create a simple muscle memory habit, a mental trigger that becomes automatic. Next time you exit a turn or merge back into your lane, do this. Tap your clutch lever twice. Just 2 quick flicks of the fingers. Nothing dramatic. Just enough to wake up your brain. This little habit reminds you to check your blinkers without overthinking it. Why it works? You're already shifting out of the turn. You're already touching the clutch. By adding a quick, deliberate tap, you create a triggered reflex, a tiny brain signal that says, "Hey, turn signal. Check it." It's like Pavlov for bikers, except instead of drooling, you stop looking like a total goon in traffic. Why this matters? Riding with your blinker on isn't just embarrassing, it's dangerous. Other drivers see your signal and assume you're turning or changing lanes. That can cause confusion, hesitation, or worst case, a collision. This hack helps you ride cleaner, safer, and smoother, especially in urban traffic where communication is everything. Bonus tip: if you've got a newer bike with auto-canceling signals, awesome. But if you're riding an older model or anything vintage, you're on your own, cowboy. This trick is your best bet to stay sharp without relying on tech. One warning: don't confuse your clutch with your horn. We've seen it happen. And trust us, tapping your horn after every turn makes you look like you're angry at everyone. Weird vibes, weird looks, possibly weird confrontations. Build the habit. Tap twice after the turn. Check your signal. Boom. You're now officially one of the riders everyone trusts in traffic. Clean, predictable, and no more blinking like a forgotten Christmas tree. Number 10. Mirror adjustment with a multi-tool. Because wobbly mirrors are the worst. Ever glance at your mirror and realize you're staring at your elbow, or the sky, or it's vibrating like a rave light show every time you hit 40 miles per hour? Yeah, loose mirrors are the silent saboteurs of safe riding. But fixing them takes less time than a gas stop. Here's what to do. Whip out your bike-specific multi-tool. You do keep one under your seat or in your tail bag, right? Locate the mirror base, usually right at the stalk where it connects to your controls or fairing. Some use a bolt, others a jam nut, but either way, check mark. Tighten it down snug. Adjust your mirror angle so you see behind you, not your biceps. Make sure it's tight enough not to shake loose on the next pothole. Done right. It should feel solid, not cemented. Here's the pro move. Keep a tiny tube or preloaded swab of blue Loctite in your toolkit. Add a dab to the threads before you tighten everything down. Why blue Loctite? It holds tight under vibration, but it's not permanent. You can still remove or adjust it later, and it keeps that mirror from slowly working itself loose again on long rides. Don't use the red stuff unless you want to never get that bolt off again without a blowtorch and divine intervention. Why this matters? Proper mirror positioning is one of those safety things that's easy to overlook until you really need it. Whether you're checking for traffic, spotting a tailgater, or just making sure your buddy's still behind you, you need to see, not guess. Loose mirrors don't just reduce visibility, they force you to constantly recheck, lean, adjust your body mid-ride. And that's not just annoying, it's distracting. Quick recap: use your multi-tool to tighten loose mirrors. Adjust for clear rear view, not your shoulders. Add blue Loctite to keep it from rattling loose again. A few minutes in the garage, safer riding, less frustration, and no more mirror rage at every red light. Number 11. Tennis ball, garage guide. Park it like a pro. Tight garage space. Barely an inch between your front tire and the wall. One bad pull-in and boom. Your front fender meets drywall. Don't risk a busted fork seal or a scuffed bumper. Here's the classic no-tech fix. Grab a tennis ball, cut it in half, stick it to the wall right where your front tire should stop. Here's how to set it up. Pull your bike into the perfect parking position, where you want it to stop every time. Mark the spot where the center of your front tire touches the wall. Cut a tennis ball in half. Kitchen knife, box cutter, whatever works. Use double-sided tape, a drywall screw, or even Velcro to mount the curved half of the tennis ball right there on the wall. Now, next time you ride in, your front tire gently taps the tennis ball and boom, perfect alignment every time. No second guessing. No creeping forward while trying to eyeball 2 inches of clearance. Bonus tip: stick another half ball on the wall at handlebar height. This acts as a buffer, so you don't end up smacking your bars into drywall, storage shelves, or worse, your car's mirror. Great for tight tandem parking, or if your garage doubles as a gear closet / gym / random junk zone. Why it works. The soft rubber of the tennis ball gives you just enough resistance to feel when you've hit your mark, without damaging your wheel, fender, or brakes. It's simple, cheap, and it works every time. No electricity, no lasers, no overthinking. Cost? A used tennis ball, practically free. Mounting hardware, pennies. Saving your fairings and your garage wall from accidental destruction. Priceless. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need a Bluetooth garage assistant or an app that tells you when to stop. Just a $1 tennis ball and some tape. Simple. Smart. Totally DIY friendly. Garage space may be tight, but with this trick, your parking game doesn't have to be. For number 12, walk around pre-ride check, the 20-second lifesaver. Here it is, the most underrated, overlooked, and absolutely essential motorcycle hack of them all. And the best part? It costs nothing. Not a penny, not a tool. Just your eyes and 20 seconds of attention. Before you throw a leg over the saddle, walk around your bike. Literally. Just one quick lap. Here's what to look for. Checkmark tires. Are they flat? Low? Got a nail stuck in them from that sketchy parking lot yesterday? Leaks. Any oil or coolant dripping underneath? Chain. Hanging loose like a spaghetti noodle? Controls. Wiggle your bars side to side. Any binding? Stiff spots? Weird noises? Lights? Any indicators? Brake lights or turn signals not working? Weird smells or sounds? If something's hissing, you should not be riding it. Why it matters. A walk around helps you catch the little problems before they become big problems, like a missing cotter pin, a loose bolt, a rear tire that's nearly bald, or that puddle forming under your engine that smells suspiciously like gasoline. Skipping this habit has ruined rides, stranded riders, and even caused accidents. Track riders do it every session. And if it's good enough for people pushing their machines to the limit at 140 miles per hour, it's good enough for your morning commute. Because just assuming your bike is fine because it was fine yesterday, that's like assuming your parachute packed itself. Check first, ride second. Make it a habit. You don't need a clipboard or a checklist, just a mental scan and a single walk around. 20 seconds is all it takes. It's the cheapest hack on this list, and it might be the one that saves your life. So do yourself and your bike a favor. Look before you launch. And there you have it. 12 motorcycle hacks that can save your ride, your gear, and your day. Some are weird, some are clever, some you'll probably use this week. But they've all got one thing in common. They make you a smarter, smoother, safer rider. So next time someone sees you pulling out a grocery bag mid-thunderstorm, just give them a smile and say, "You wouldn't understand. It's a rider thing." If you like this one, hit that like button. It helps way more than you think. And hey, subscribe if you love practical motorcycle tips, gear reviews, and the occasional roast of bad riding habits. Drop your favorite motorcycle hack in the comments, or the one you wish someone told you before you learned it the hard way. And if you haven't seen my video, The Unspoken Motorcycle Rules You Should Be Following, trust me, you want to watch that next. Until then, this is Motorcycle Vault. Stay safe, ride smart, and keep the shiny side up.